Elsewhere in League One, Cheltenham against Wycombe this afternoon, making the trip for us, Sam Avery. Hey, Sam.
Hi Luke, it's 3 changes for the Chairboys from their last league game and that 2-2 draw with Fleetwood. Kieran Sadlier and Kane Vincent-Young come into the side, having impressed in the midweek EFL Trophy win over Brighton's under-21s. And there's also a debut handed to midfielder Matt Butcher, who was announced as a new player at half-time during that game. So the Chairboys line up like this: Strick in goal, Leahy, Lowe, Grimmer and Vincent-Young across the back four, Potts and Butcher in midfield, with Sadlier, Taylor and McCleary behind striker Vokes. On the bench for the Chairboys, Ravizoli, Wheeler, Campbell, deadline day signing Nigel Longvike, plus Kone, McCarthy and Labala. It's been a good week so far for Wycombe. They set up an EFL Trophy semi-final with Bradford in a few weeks' time after beating Brighton's under-21s on Wednesday, and that preceded a busy deadline day with 2 more signings totalling their January incomings to 7. They take on a Cheltenham side who also had a busy January, 4 deadline day signings for them as they aim to climb out of the bottom 4. The Chairboys will be hoping to increase the gap between themselves and the relegation zone with just 1 league win in 17. It's Cheltenham against Wycombe.
Let's speak to Sam Avery then about the business that Wycombe have done, and I have to say I think they've done some really good business. Matt Bloomfield, Sam. I mean, Matt Butcher from Plymouth, Lubala from Burton. Kone obviously is a bit of a sensation. Campbell, Kajua, and then Saxon Early on loan from Plymouth as a left back. I mean, he's done some good business, Matt Bloomfield.
Yeah, no qualms over that at all. Fans have been really impressed with the business that Wycombe have done in January. 7 new signings, and all in positions where they needed strengthening. They needed more firepower. They haven't been scoring enough goals, so he goes and signs Kone and Labala. They've switched formations in recent months from a 5 at the back to 4, so they need more wingers. So they signed Kemble and Kadua. They needed a bit more depth in midfield. They signed Matt Butcher. Saxon Early came in because they lost Harry Boys at left back. The Nigel Longvike one's interesting because that happened on deadline day, and it just makes me wonder whether the injury that Chris Farino sustained on Wednesday night could be a severe one, because listening to Longvike speaking to the club, it made it seem as though they weren't necessarily in for him until deadline day, which was the day after Farino got injured. So I'm a little bit worried about that one actually. But in terms of a Farino replacement, if that is the case, Longvike did very well with Plymouth last season and obviously helped them win League One, so it's another brilliant signing.
Okay, and without being unfair, Matt Bloomfield's now got those players in. The fans and he will be expecting Wycombe to start climbing the table.
Yeah, it's his second transfer window now to try and transform this Wycombe team, and he was still learning in the first couple of months of the season. I mentioned the change in formation. They seem quite set on playing more of a 4-2-3-1 now. They've got a bit more depth in midfield. Really excited to see how Matt Butcher and Freddie Potts play in midfield today. So yeah, he's got a pretty decent starting lineup today, and a strong bench as well, and that should carry through to the rest of the season. So yeah, hopefully Wycombe can start climbing the table.
Staying in League One, Cheltenham against Wycombe, Sam Avery.
Yeah, Cheltenham 1, Wycombe 3, a first away league win for Wycombe since early October. They were under the cosh in the first half, but scored twice before the break through Jack Grimmer and Gareth McCleary, who finished off an excellent counter-attack. They added a third early in the second half. Vokes was caught in the box. McCleary stepped up. He had his spot kick saved, but Potts converted on the rebound via the help of a deflection off of Curtis Davis. Cheltenham did pull one back 10 minutes later through substitute Matty Taylor, who fired into the top corner on his debut. Wycombe did have to stay strong, but stay strong they did. Cheltenham 1, Wycombe 3.